Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Happy Tuesday. I always get confused whenever I don't do these things on Wednesday, but that reminds me. Wednesday morning is our in-person, same exact thing, in person. Obviously, a lot more interactive, a lot more engagement. We're gonna give you the ability to kind of walk through a lot of these things that I'm going to be going over today. Um, but definitely, if you are going to show up, if we don't have unlimited space like we have on Zoom. I'm going to need you to RSVP to a link that I'm going to send right after this meeting. Okay, it is going to be cal.com link. So if you are going to show up, please RSVP. We have, I think, 45 total seats available. And I know a lot of you guys already RSVP to the calendar link that I sent you for tomorrow. But I just want to be certain, right? Because a lot of people just RSVP for the sake of RSVPing. But if you are here today and you're like, you know what, I got it. I'm good because a lot of the things I'm going to be going over today, most of them are pretty simple. Um, they've been something that we've been building with you guys for the last few years, right? I think for the last 5, 6 years, we've just been slowly but surely building our business in a way that we're going to get picked up anyway from the online platforms. But now it's just a lot more organized, a lot more specific, a lot more particular. So definitely, if you get it, great, good for you, get to work. If you don't, and you're just doing this as a primer, and you'd love nothing more than to show up tomorrow, then please RSVP to the link that I'm going to send you. Don't just show up. Actually RSVP. All right. So obviously, like I said this morning, you guys are pretty probably sick and tired of me talking about this, and I feel like we started talking about this a while ago. We did a 2-day event. I don't know if you guys remember, for those of you guys who showed up back in November, about 8, 9 months ago. JohnHart IQ, and it was a lot of the things that we were testing were fairly new to the LLMs, right? So it's all the things that we knew, right? Whether it's Google Business, we've been focusing on from the very beginning. Whether it's Fast Expert, we've been focusing on from the very beginning. Your Instagram, obviously, your blogs, the web traffic, all that we've been focused on from the very beginning. But now we know why, right? We know how the LLMs are picking up and from where are they getting this information. And one of the things that really clicked for me over the last couple few months is the difference between, and telling you guys, explaining the difference between SEO and AEO. Okay. And if you just understand the way search is now handled, you'll kind of buy in for the next however long this is going to take. It's not going to take a total of 2 hours. I just asked for 2 hours just in case I did go a little longer than what I expect to go over or what I expect to go through. But AEO versus SEO. SEO, obviously, you guys know by now, search engine optimization. Very difficult to really understand exactly how to derive traffic, how to bring traffic to your website. But now with AEO, answer engine optimization, all you're trying to do is every single bit of content that you put out there, whether it's live video, recorded video, words, photos, images, blogs, reviews, anything and everything that you put up, answering questions, is based on a simple fact that no longer do people search in general terms. The way they search is by asking specific questions. And unlike back in the day where the guys who had the most amount of content, not relevant to necessarily being hyper local, now it is more important for me to answer questions about the city of Monrovia, but not just the city of Monrovia, but the village inside of Monrovia, where we've got 7 restaurants, that are the best in Monrovia, you got to be so specific. You got to be so particular on the questions that you have to answer. Because if you don't, then the LLM is going to just choose someone else that's doing a much better job of answering these questions. Okay, so over the next 30 days, we are holding your hand through this entire process. As a matter of fact, I'm really excited about this app that we've been working on, that we built in order for us to manage every single item that needs to be done. Okay, not only are we doing that, but we're redeploying, kind of re-energizing our marketing managers to make sure that you guys actually do all the things that you're going to do. So sort of, kind of like what they have been trying to help you guys with over the last couple few years, encouraging, coaching, the social media, the Google business page, the blogs, et cetera, et cetera. Now there are specific metrics that they need to follow in the app. Each and every single one of you. I'm going to show you all of this in a minute or two. But in the app that we've built, they specifically have their own separate accounts where the agents that they're managing, they're going to be able to see exactly how the agents are doing, what your AI score looks like. Are you set up with all the accounts properly, which is kind of static after it's done? And then the dynamic, are you following through with every single activity? And are you getting the points that are required in order for you to keep increasing your AI score? And as a company, we built something on the back end, which you don't have access to, that gives us a global view of exactly how we did for these next 30 days. So we're going to measure ourselves. So right now we've got an understanding of how many times you show up on an LLM like ChatGPT. So we have an exact understanding of how many times our agents show up in ChatGPT. And we're going to measure in 30 days progress on exactly how you did, how we did, how as a company we came together and really did all the things that are required to do. So I'm glad you're with me. I'm glad that you've taken on the responsibility of improving your score. I'm hoping that every single thing that I'm going to be going over is simple enough for you to just jump in, dive in, do all the things. I think that for the most part, you guys will see that the things that I'm asking for you to do, you already know how to do. You just now need to measure everything that actually matters. Okay. So, again, if you have questions, just like always, put it in the chat. I'll try to get to it as I see them come up, but obviously, you guys know by now, not very good at multitasking. So I will more than likely wait until the end, where I will look at the questions. And then, Nikita, if you're with me and if you see a question that you can basically answer right there and then, please, by all means, do so. Okay. I am going to be putting myself in screen share mode for the rest of this. I'll go in and out of the presentation because I'm going to show you guys a couple of different places that I haven't showed you yet, and I'm not seeing agents for the most part actually pay attention to. So I'm going to take myself off of the presentation, go into that specific site, and then I'll come back into the presentation. So follow along. Again, AEO, this is the playbook. I do feel like the app, which I will deploy after everyone sees everything that I'm doing, because it is kind of, we're keeping score, and we're keeping score kind of against each other. So we're having a good time with gamification. Okay. So definitely we will get through the training between today and tomorrow. And right after the training is done tomorrow is when you will have access to the app. You'll be able to log in, create your account, and then do all the things that you need to do in order for you to increase your AI score. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to win the AI search for every single JohnHart agent. What we need to do is we need to come up as one of three options. And I'm hoping, can you imagine? All three agents are JohnHart agents as three options. That's the ultimate win for me. But you need to be one of the three names that AI picks. Simple as that. When somebody searches who's the best agent in Burbank, three of our agents need to come up as one, two, and three. And it's no longer about, and I will promise you this, it's no longer about experience. And it's everything to do with how you're answering questions that AI needs answers to. That's basically it, right? Are your questions, are you hyper local? Are you giving enough information about the area and the people that you are serving? And if you are, then you're gonna come up as one of the three names. So how does that happen? Obviously, we need to make sure that your profile is complete and all your profiles are complete. It's not just enough for you to say, well, my Zillow is complete. No, all of them need to be complete and all of them need to be set up properly. And again, in the app, you're going to have access to all of this. And not only are you going to have access to all of it, but we have built a guide. Oh my God. In every single step, one by one, item by item, everything is broken down into bite-sized pieces where all you got to do is just type in a few words. The search comes up with exactly how to perform a particular task, which I'll tell you in a minute what that means. Google Business, Fast Expert, Realtor.com, Instagram. Yes, you've set them up, but are they set up properly? And they need to be set up properly when all is said and done. So, profile completeness. Are you recent? Is your content locally specific, right? Are you writing your blogs properly? And when I tell you when are you writing your blogs properly, you're going to be floored by the 15 different categories. And in those 15 categories that we've given you, you're going to see at least 10 questions per category that you can answer immediately. And the way we've written it in the guide in the app is you're going to be able to just take it and then just put it into your AI blog writing system inside of Swarm, and then voila, it's going to give you exactly the information that AI is looking for. So recent, locally specific content, and then independent endorsement. What is independent endorsement? Reviews, right? Fast Expert answers. A lot of you guys have set Fast Expert up, but not everyone is actually answering Fast Expert questions, which right now, by now, that Google is paying attention to two different sources for endorsement. One is Zillow, and the other is Fast Expert. If you're answering questions on Fast Expert, they're giving you the thumbs up. If you're getting reviews on Fast Expert, they're giving you the thumbs up. If you're getting your marketing up in Fast Expert, they're giving you the thumbs up. If your videos are up in Google and Zillow, they're giving you thumbs up. If your reviews are up in Zillow, they're giving you the thumbs up. In order for you to be one of the three, all these things have got to be your priority. I will tell you again, back in the day, the blue links, right? Google, you searched, you got a bunch of pages and millions of pages of just kind of nonsense, right? Now, AI is very, very specific with the way it answers questions, right? You gotta be one of those three names. And if you're not one of those three names, you're basically going to be invisible. Now, first things first, what do we do in order when you get into the app? And again, you'll know this will all make sense as soon as you start playing around with it. But you've got to get your first 100 points right from the jump. And this is something that's an uncontested layup. All of you guys will have your 100 points the first day. And if you don't have your first 100 points, if not all five platforms are set up properly, right? Which I've kind of given it each its own weight, like scoring system. This is my version, like what's the most important to the least important. But regardless, you should get 100 points, right? So setting up your Google business profile properly. And a lot of you guys are like, oh, I have my Google business profile. No. I've checked over 100 Google business profiles. and maybe 5 or 6 of you guys are doing what needs to be done. And again, you're like, who are the 5 or 6? Your marketing managers are going to tell you. Not only are your marketing managers going to tell you, but the app that we've created, right? Every single check mark that you have in on that specific category, that specific profile, if that those boxes are checked, you're good. So I've broken it down into exactly the process that you need to follow in order for you to say, okay, I'm good with my Google business. I got my 30 points. I can move on to Zillow, right? Zillow, you get your 21 points. Your fast expert, you get your 20 points. Instagram, you get your 16 points because you're doing the reels and the posts. And the easy stuff, right? Until now, a few weeks ago, I sent you guys an email because I did an audit of everyone's Instagram profiles. And until now, I don't see you guys, all of you guys, majority of you guys, set up your bio properly, right? Your bio has got to be picked, it's got to be number one for you because the more you're going to make comments, you're going to engage, you're going to put up your reels, you're going to put up your posts. And when you do that and people that you don't know find you, they're going to click on your name. And the first thing they're going to see is your bio. And your bio needs to be very clear about who you are, where you work, the cities that you service, and the humans that you want to work with. It's as simple as that, right? So your Instagram bio needs to be set up properly. And again, it's very specific. And there's in the guide that we have you, and in a minute, I'll tell you exactly what that means. And the guide that we have for you, you're going to know exactly how to do all of that. And last but not least, yes, it's not that important, but it's still something that I would definitely want you to have a profile that is at least looks nice when somebody clicks on it, right? You don't need to get the reviews, you don't need to get all that stuff in realtor.com, but I'd still like for you to have a realtor.com profile that looks good. Your photos up, your websites are up, and all the other things that we list in the app for you to do, right? So that equals 100 points. Again, this is a day one thing and not a day 30 thing, because if you don't have these profiles set up, then you're not going to be able to go through all the activity that we want you to go through when you are going through and trying to increase your AI score. Again, don't mistake your health score for your overall AI score. There are two different spots, which I'll show you again as we move along with this presentation. All right. Now, before you play, like I said, the playing is the daily activity. Your Google Business Profile. Most of you guys have some of these things, but some of you guys only have all of these things, right? So claim your profile, pretty self-explanatory. Believe it or not, a lot of you guys don't understand that dashes inside of your name in Google is difficult for AI to pick up, even though AI loves using dashes whenever it writes you emails. But definitely no dashes, because the less dashes you have, the less characters you have inside of your name, the less re-verifications that the AI needs to do. So the format should be your first name, last name, realtor at John Hart Real Estate. That's the format, right? And a lot of you guys don't have, some of you guys, not a lot of you guys, some of you guys don't have your brokerage in your name. You should definitely have your brokerage in your name, because we are also, as a brokerage, doing a good job making sure that you come up on our pages, right? So you definitely want to have your first name, last name, realtor at John Hart Real Estate, and no dashes. Immediately, if you guys don't have this, and make sure that all of this lines up. Again, I don't want to bore you with all this because a lot of you guys already have all this set up. But immediately make sure that you have all the cities that you work in, and be specific, because what you're going to do with that list of cities that you're working in, and you're going to do something about it, right? So your content is going to be in the things that you write about, and the things that you go live about, and the cities that you create reels around. All that is going to be very specific and in line with the service areas on your Google or in your Google business page. So definitely service area Make sure that you're very, very specific. And then immediately, if you don't have these few things, add 5 photos, headshots, logo, recent listings. Again, recent listings, all that, all those images that you put on or you put in Instagram needs to go first on your Google business page. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Your social media #1. It's not Instagram, it's not Facebook, it's not TikTok, it's not LinkedIn. It is your Google business profile. That's your social media #1. You need to start there, right? That's where everything goes. And then from there, you can distribute, you can deploy to any of the other platforms, but it needs to start with Google business because that's where all the AI engines start as well, right? And then enable messaging and request a review link, and I'll show you in a second what that means. Zillow and Realtor.com, sync your DRE, all the stuff that you know how to do already, and then make sure that your reviews, and I'll tell you in a few minutes how you're going to be constantly asking for reviews and what to say, so on and so forth. And then last but not least is your Fast Expert Instagram. Your Fast Expert, you have to complete your profiles. And maybe 5% of our agents have actually completed their profiles. Don't worry, because most agents outside of JohnHart don't even know what the hell a Fast Expert account is, right? So it's okay, right? However, you need to fill it out properly, which means you have to have every single thing that Fast Expert is looking for. And an 80% account is unacceptable. Your account has to be on Fast Expert 100%. Okay, 100% complete. Okay, which means complete profile, 3 areas, answer your first 3 questions. Okay, what does that mean? What does answering all 3 questions means? Well, I'm glad you asked, because a lot of you guys are not asking or answering the questions and the opportunity that Fast Expert questions give you. And I'm gonna share Hike's account real quick here, and I'll tell you exactly what all that means. Okay, so here is Hike's Fast Expert account. And then you can see here your Q&A forum. Okay, the Q&A forum is something that you guys have got to be obsessed with. And you've got to answer as many questions as humanly possible here. Because, and again, these aren't questions you're making up. These are questions buyers and sellers are asking in the Fast Expert profile. And guess what? You're already writing about this. And if you're not, kill 2 birds with one stone, for God's sakes, right? So you can you look at this. What are the pros and cons of adjustable rate mortgages, right? What should I consider when choosing a neighborhood to buy a home? What steps should I take to prepare my farmland for sale? Okay, maybe I don't want to answer that one because I'm not really interested in selling farms. But should I invest in full kitchen remodel before I list my home for sale? Right? That's an actual seller asking that question, by the way. So even if it's not content that you're trying to create on or get ideas to create blogs on your website, at the very least, you should answer this question because there might be a chance that the seller might choose you. Because look, out of the tens of thousands of people that Fast Expert has, only 4 people have answered this question. Seriously? What? So I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna look at this. And this guy, by the way, Keith, this guy really pisses me off. Keith Jean-Pierre. Why? Because he's always #1, answers the most amount of questions. And if you look at his profile, guess what? Recent transactions, 1,354 transactions closed. Wow is right, Donna Baker, right? So what you got to do is you got to look at all these people and see what they're doing and do kind of the same exact thing, but do it more consistently, just like our friend Keith Pierre here, right? He answers the question, Mateo, you most likely will not recoup the complete kitchen renovation in terms of cost during resale, but the home will sell much quicker. Best of luck with your sale, okay? Come on, right? You got to do a better job than that, Mr. Jean-Pierre, okay? A little bit more detail, a little bit more. And then what you can do is you can take this question, right? And do what? You guessed it. You're right. Good job. Write a blog about it, right? You need to make sure that all these questions, so definitely right from the jump, right from day one in Fast Expert. And by now, we both know that ChatGPT refers to Fast Expert for answers, along with Zillow, along with Reddit, along with a lot of other things. But definitely, Fast Expert has become the authority when it comes to anything that's related. Why did it do that? Damn it. Okay. All right. Where are we at? Okay, so Fast Expert answered the three questions. IG switched to Pro business account, and I know that most of you guys, I haven't seen a private account yet, but if you have a private account, take it to Pro or business. Your bio mentions at least a county that you serve, and if you want to put cities in there, that's great as well. And then last but not least, make sure that your John Hart site, your JH site, is in your link, added to your link as well. Okay. So that's those are the five profiles that you need to set up. Make sure that you set those up immediately as soon as you get access to your account starting tomorrow. So how do we earn points? And by now, at John Hart, we love earning points. We love leaderboards. We love giving you guys credit for things. And moving forward, right now we're all set up with all the accounts. Moving forward, every single thing that you do, whether it's an IG post, whether it's a review, whether it's ITT, whether it's a blog, everything that you do, you're gonna get points for, and you're going to keep increasing that AI score that you need to be obsessed with. So here's the playbook, right? Blogging daily, yes, absolutely 100%. But you and I have gotta come to terms with how. It's not just enough to blog, right? Just go onto the AI button inside a Swarm and say, why does someone need to buy in Burbank? That's not enough, right? You've got to earn credibility, right? You've got to make sure that AI looks at, or ChatGPT or any of the other LLMs looks at your website and says, okay, this is credible because it's listing different sources and knows what it's talking about. It's very consistent when it comes to that specific city, right? They're cross-pollinating. They're putting up their blog, but also that blog is being sent to Insta, it's being sent to Google. His service areas are in line with the city that he's posting in. So all of that is all coming together, right? You're trying to galvanize all of your platforms without having access to an API where they become one. But the same message across all five is what you're aiming for. So if I want to write a blog about my friend Tina that has opened up a bakery on Brand Boulevard in Glendale, right? Because that's an area that I service. And I brought this example up in a mastermind last week at Burbank. So I'm writing about my friend Tina who opened up a place in Glendale. I'm not just going to say go and visit Tina, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to talk about why. I'm going to get a couple of few quotes from Tina as to why she is the bakery to go visit in Glendale. And then I'm going to make sure that I say a few other things. A few other things. So the category is already inside a Swarm for you, right? So you're going to pick local business spotlight. And again, all these in the guide, by the way, in the app, which I'm going to show you towards the end, are all complete. Okay, every single part of everything that we're trying to create here is in the guide. And in the guide, for example, inside of local business spotlight, it tells you exactly which questions to answer, which I'll show you towards the end and give you access tomorrow. We're going to prompt our AI inside a Swarm that says 400 words about Tina, Glendale, and her story. Okay, again, specific to Glendale. Add 3 outbound links. You're going to be basically required to do this. The 3 sources that you're going to list are critical for you when you're launching any blog. And think about it. Okay, so for example, if I'm going to speak about my friend's bakery, my friend probably right, has a website about her bakery. So I'm going to list that website inside of my blog. Again, what are we doing? We're hyperlinking, we're linking, excuse me, and we're creating more credibility because there's a very good chance that Tina is going to get traffic. So if I'm taking her site and putting it on my site, I earn more credibility. The second thing that Tina keeps doing is every single time she bakes a cake, she's putting it on IG. She's creating reels. She's getting views. So I'm going to take her IG profile and I'm going to put that as a link on my website. And last but not least, how did Tina become a baker, right? Did she learn from somewhere? Possibly, maybe she got certification in Paris at Cordon Bleu. Whatever. Take the Cordon Bleu website, put that as a link on your website. Those three links are going to help you index your website on Google Business, on Google search, excuse me, on ChatGPT or whatever else, right? So definitely indexing is what we're after because right now what we're doing is we're learning about how you're coming up. And a lot of you guys, even though you're writing these blogs, you're not coming up in search because what Google is doing is it's going through all of our websites, all of our agent websites, and it's saying yes, yes, no, 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 no. Those no's mean that you're not getting indexed on their website. That means that work that you did was for nothing. So you need to get indexed in order for you to show up. And the only way you're gonna have a chance at getting indexed by Google is if you give them those three credible sources. Okay, so we've learned all of this. We've been studying all of this, and we've learned that for you to have a chance at getting indexed, you have got to put in those three links. So definitely start thinking about it, right? So, for example, if I'm writing about parks and recreation in Burbank, I'm going to what? I'm going to source the city of Burbank website. I'm going to source possibly the Chamber of Commerce in Burbank. And then whatever park I'm talking about, I'm going to list the park's website on my blog as well. Okay. And we're making these things so easy for you. It would be a joke if you don't take advantage of it. So definitely make sure that you guys are putting up all three links. Publish your John Hart site or blog, city in the title and first sentence, please, and then log the blog in JohnHart IQ and pick the swarm category. And you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The JohnHart IQ app is what I'm talking about. So bakery link, which means you've got a local source, your Instagram link, which means you have social proof, and then last but not least, the school link, which means you're giving it an authority signal. These are all weighted equally, and I definitely would recommend and require you guys from yourselves to get these. So every single time you put up a blog, that's 40 points that you're increasing your AI score by. And all of this, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, there's a method, right? There's a science behind all of this. So the reason that we're giving you 40 points is because we believe that it's a big, big, big part of getting credibility with these LLMs. So 15 categories, and all 15 categories, by the way, you have explanations for inside the guide in your app, along with, at the very least, 10 different questions that you can answer immediately. So neighborhood spotlight, local business spotlight, market updates, first-time buyer, seller tips, open house, recaps, just listed, just sold, school and family guides, right? So for example, if you've got a bunch of different schools that you want to compare in the city of Glendale and the city of Burbank, right? Hoover compared to Glendale High. What's the difference, right? Where should people, what is one thing that about Hoover that Glendale High doesn't have, and vice versa, right? Again, hyperlocal authority is what we're after. Number 9, this is the easy one, right? Restaurant and food roundups, right? And now more than ever, you're able to earn credibility through social media, right? I don't know if you guys saw one of our agents did a really, really good job after I suggested on Saturday to pick a bunch of restaurants to take dad to on Sunday. So what she did was here, actually, you know what? I have that pulled up. I'll show you in a second what I'm talking about. Yeah, here it is. All right, so here's Stella's post. The only thing I would have done is I would have made it look less like AI Stella as far as the images are concerned, but we'll improve as we get as we get more understanding of exactly how this works. But what she did was where to take dad on weekends, on Father's Day weekend, right? And then number one, Bourbon Steakhouse. Number two, Eden on Brand. Number three, Bacardi Glendale, Damon Steakhouse, the Raymond 1886, Castaway Burbank, whatever, whatever, whatever. Not because I'm using the desktop version, but the mobile version now, as you guys know, has what? Has the ability for you to change the caption, right? So each and every single carousel slide that you're going to be talking about, you're going to be able to what? So for that specific post, you're going to put the address of that specific restaurant. You're going to give your review of that restaurant, maybe. And then lastly, you're going to tag that restaurant inside of that specific slide. So each and every single restaurant gets its own slide, gets its own explanation. Again, what you're looking to do with every single one of these posts is get indexed properly. And I don't know if you realized it, every single time nowadays you search anything on Google, a bunch of Instagram links pop up. Test me on it. Go to Google after the session is done, and search for a bunch of different, ask a bunch of different questions inside of Google, and you'll see a bunch of different Instagram links now pop up because now Instagram indexes on Google, and all the content that you write will index on Google if you do it properly. Okay, so definitely your social media thing is a big deal. Restaurants and food roundups, really easy. Don't just blog about them, but also put up a bunch of carousel slides uh, on um, on social media. Local events calendar is, are there things that are coming up? So, for example, in Glendale over the weekend there was that carnival, right? Why not write about it and put it up on your website? Again, hyperlocal. Mortgage and lending. Are there things? Are there different programs that you want to talk about? Investment and income property, commercial real estate, home improvement trends, community spotlights, and then we also have now an other. It's a custom whatever you want to get points or credit for inside of the app. I would definitely do 5 of these at the very least a week, right? Rotation is up to you. However you want to get there, but definitely 5 of these. And I promise you, especially once you log into the app and you see our guide where we made things so simple, all you're doing is copying and pasting, you're going to see exactly how easy it's going to work. Reviews, ask before the close. I can't stress the importance of asking for reviews before the close. After the property closes, they're busy. They're busy doing other things. They're busy moving. They're busy finding. They're busy with the first couple few months of what it takes to get out of the house or move into the house, et cetera, et cetera. So ask before the close. Leave me a review isn't enough. Give them details of what you want in your review, please, right? So when a property closes, you have the ability now on the app to get yourself 65 points. You get 25 points for getting a review, but guess what? During the transaction, you worked with several people, right? You worked with an accountant, you worked with an attorney, you worked with an escrow officer, you worked with a lender, you worked with an inspector, you worked with so many different humans. How was your experience? How was it? Do you just, all right, done, cash check, move on? No, not in the age where you're supposed to, all you're trying to do is you're trying to increase your AI score. So what you're now going to do is you're now going to get the review, but more importantly, you're now going to give reviews. So here, the 25 points you get for giving or getting a review, excuse me, but you also get 40 points for giving reviews. So if you give a review to your lender, you get 8 points. If you give a review because you worked with an accountant that was involved in because it's a stated income loan and the accountant needed to give you a letter that said this is the income, et cetera, et cetera. The tax returns are verified, whatever it is, give the accountant her deserved review as well. You give yourself another 8 points, right? So again, all these things are being tracked inside of the app, which I'll show you in a second, screenshots of exactly what I mean. So definitely giving and getting when it comes to every single one of your reviews. Your events. You guys are the impression with Google Business. It's just get your reviews and then be done. Most of you are missing out on the opportunity to come up on maps. And again, fact check me on this. Go ahead. I don't care. But if you add an event to your Google Business page, your event now comes up in maps, right? Again, you want to fact check me, go ahead and Google it and you can confirm. But every single time you do an open house, you have any idea how easy it is to put up an event? Look, I'll show you here. Watch this. Doo-doo-doo. Da-da-da. Doo-doo-doo. Sorry, guys. So here, I'm in Hike's profile. All I need to do is I go to post, right? Add post, and then event. Very simple. And it literally takes me 3 minutes max. Title, put up the event, description, the date, the start time, right? 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on 6/28, whatever. Uh, does it repeat? No. Schedule this post now. You can schedule it if you want it to go up later. I don't do that. Just put it up at the second that you're done, have it be put up. And then this radio button is important, right? Because you're going to put in a learn more, and this learn more is going to go where? It's going to go to your website. And don't forget to add in, my recommendation is always to add an interior photo, not an exterior photo. So definitely add in the interior photo and then post. So what happens is when you put up these events is they show up in your Google business page. So definitely every single time you do one of these open houses, really simple, go into your Google business page, add a post, add an event, takes you a couple minutes, and then you go about your way. So one of the things that we're also going to be, excuse me, one of the things that we're also going to be monitoring is how specific you are with this process and all the things that we're asking you guys to do. So yes, these events do vanish, but every single time you're doing one of these open houses, why not write a blog about them as well, right? These blogs get indexed and they stay on there for months and years and a lifetime. You don't get rid of your blogs, but these events, they vanish after the event is over. ITT Pro, every single one of you guys will also get points every single time you put up a new ITT professional. But definitely don't just put them up. Write a review about them, right? So you're going to text Mike, you're going to ask him, give me 3 sentences that you want me to add inside of your review. You're going to blog about Mike and feature Mike. And again, you're going to put them up on your business spotlight. And then you're going to log Mike and your ITT Pro in JohnHart IQ. Again, all these are backlinks, ladies and gentlemen. What you're trying to do is you're trying to create more traffic on your website to earn more credibility when it comes to AI. You putting up Mike as though, although it seems possibly for Mike that you're doing him a favor, by you taking Mike's link and putting him up on your I Trust Them page on your website, again, is going to increase your AI score. So definitely make sure that not only are you adding Mike inside of your ITT page, but you're also blogging about Mike and his business, sending it to Mike, and then making sure that that blog is cross-pollinated. At the very least, it's going up on your Google business page. Your Reels, your LinkedIn, and all the other stuff. Obviously, Instagram, every single time you put up a reel on Instagram, give yourself 12 points, or the system will give you 12 points. 30 to 60 seconds vertical, obviously, is all you need. Be city specific, be neighborhood specific, right? And then tag. Maybe the city that you tag will pick you up, right? Tag, collaborate, do whatever, but definitely tag anything that you're speaking about. So if you're speaking about a park in Glendale, make sure you tag the park in Glendale. If you're speaking about a restaurant, make sure you collaborate or you tag the restaurant. Same exact thing as far as a LinkedIn post is concerned. And then I don't mind, by the way, taking your business reel that you put up on Instagram and then also putting it up on LinkedIn. You've got two different audiences there. I don't like it when you do that with Instagram and Facebook because the same people that are following you on Facebook are following you on Instagram, but you have different followers on LinkedIn than you have on Instagram. So I don't mind if you take that reel about that business, about a certain subject that you're talking about a home buyer process, about a home seller process, or whatever have you. I don't mind if you put it up on LinkedIn. Your GBB update, every single time you update on Google business page, you get 10 points. You put up an Instagram post, a carousel, or whatever, you give yourself 10 points, especially on the just sold ones, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you guys are constantly putting up your just sold and just listed inside of your GBP, and obviously your Instagram. Same exact thing when it comes to Facebook. You get 8 points there, and then you give, like I said, a review on Google to someone else, you also get 8 points. All right. I'm going to see if there's any questions that Nikita might have not asked. Eugene, I'm going everything that I'm talking about here. Actually, you know what? Here, let me give you a peek under the hood here. With Yes, my son changed my background image. My apologies. All right. So this is kind of what the app looks like, but this is where the guides are. Like I said, every single thing that you need to do as far as the playbook is concerned, everything that I'm going over right now, it's all here. So for example, remember what I was telling you about as far as questions go in the 15 categories, right? So if I said, market update or market questions or whatever, as you can see here, market update questions, we have now the 10 most asked questions, right? Are home prices going up or down in city? How many homes are for sale in city right now? Are homes selling above or below? So every single one of these questions, so there's 10 questions, the cadence, the weeklies, everything is written for you in detail when it comes to what I want you guys to do during these next 30 days. So Eugene, you don't need the slides that I'm giving you because you have all of this broken down and then some inside of the app. So Jesse's saying, which AI are you all using for content, ChatGPT or Gemini? I personally use Gemini because it's connected directly in Google search. I've noticed ChatGPT gives very different answers and doesn't always follow Google's SEO guidelines. Curious what you guys think. I'll give you my answer. Jesse, everybody's very comfortable using ChatGPT, so that's where everybody's asking questions. But I agree with you. Gemini is definitely a great place for you to also keep putting content into. I'm new on this. When you talk about blogging, where do you write your blogs? It's inside of your Swarm website or the website that JohnHart gives you. Definitely connect with Genevieve, and she's more than happy to obviously help you there. I think Nikita, uh, yeah, Janie, because you know why you found number three, 90720? Because you're obsessed with those blogs. You write blogs more than anyone else that I know. It's phenomenal, and you're getting paid for it. All right, I'm going to jump into the app now. Again, it's all about the numbers. It's all about what you're looking to create. One of the things that I want to be very clear about is breaking everything down into a science. So this is probably the most important part of my training here. Are these next 10, 15 minutes. So please pay attention. If you're doing anything at all whatsoever that's distracting you, please stop, because I definitely want you guys to pay attention to how you're going to be, what you're going to be doing in order for you to increase that AI score, and what points you're going to get per week in order for you to get there in 30 days. So in 30 days, you should get right around north of 2,000 or so points. Okay. If you do that, then there's a very, very good chance that you are going to now show up a lot more frequently inside of LLMs like ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Claude, et cetera, et cetera. So the goal is to get 379 points per week. Okay. So the reason I said 2,000 is because 379 is the floor, not the ceiling, right? So I want to make sure that you guys understand that. On top of that, on top of the 379, you also get 100 points when you first set up your 5 profiles. So right around 2,000 is what I would aim for. 379, like I said, is the bare minimum. That's where the floor is. So you blog daily, 5 times a week, you get 200 points. Your GPP post, you do that 3 times a week, you get 30 points. Your Instagram, 2 times a week, 20 points. Instagram Reel, 2 times a week, 24 points, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All this is inside of your app. So you don't need to take any photos or anything like that of this. All these numbers and all these points are listed inside of the guide, inside of the app. You're going to sign in on the page that we give you. This is the page, what it looks like, and automatically you're gonna click on create your account. Not that hard, guys. Create your account right there. There's no reason for me to send you a new link for this, because you're going to just click on create your account. Very simple to get to, and then you're going to add your username, get your username and password. As soon as you start typing the first few letters of your first name, automatically it's going to populate your name. It's going to populate your phone number, your email, your DRE number, your title, your office. And then what I want you to do is I want you to select your marketing manager. Okay. Your marketing manager plays a critical role in your success these next 30 days. So please make sure that you select your marketing manager, whether it's Katya, whether it's Christian, whether it's Annie, whether it's Ernie, whether it's Mary. Make sure you select your marketing manager, please, because we are segregating the company into parts, and the parts are your marketing managers, and so I want them to have an understanding of exactly how well all of you guys are doing. So they have accounts, and I'll show you what that means in a couple minutes, but they have accounts to keep track of how their agents are doing, and if their agents need a nudge, they need a call, they need some guidance, some coaching, or realignment, right? And then you're going to create your username and password. It's going to give you a suggestion for a username. Whatever username you choose, you're more than welcome to use it. if it already exists, so for example, if your name is Tina and you've got three other Tinas in the company, you might have to put in Tina dot S or whatever, right? So again, join JohnHart IQ, use your JohnHart email so your manager can find you. Pick a strong password. You log in daily. We don't have access to that password, but it doesn't really matter who has access to it. After you sign up, your manager, you will show up underneath your marketing manager's inside of your marketing manager's, excuse me, account, and then start pasting your 8 profile links. Okay, this is what your dashboard looks like. This is where the activity points are logged. This is where your health score is logged. This is where anytime you're going to log a new activity, you click on this button here, and then you'll have access to it, which I'll show you in a second. These are your 4 or 5 profiles: Google Business, Zillow, Fast Expert, Realtor.com, and Instagram. All these all get points as we discussed. You'll copy and paste every single one of your profile links here. Please do so. Google Business, Zillow, Fast Expert, Realtor.com, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, personal website, all of them, please copy and paste them here, okay? Because if you don't, then when you're logging in activity, it's going to say you haven't yet put up your the website, the URL, and you have to go and you would need to go and do that. So there are 8 slots. You're only going to do it once, and that's it, right? It's going to save you a ton of time by doing so. Okay, now we talked about logging activity. Every single one of these takes anywhere from 2 seconds to 20 seconds at the very most. If you're going to add in links, then it's going to take you 20 seconds. If all you're doing is pressing a button, it's going to take you less than 2 seconds. So you have blog posts, the new GBP review, Zillow review, the event, your professional that you add to your page, Instagram reel, LinkedIn post, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You even have the logging activity for leaving a GBP review, right? So definitely every single one of these, every single time you do anything at all whatsoever, just please log it in so we know exactly how well you're doing as far as your AI score is concerned. Your activity has history inside of the app as well. So every single time you do anything at all whatsoever, all that activity is logged here. Every single time you do anything at all whatsoever, you're able to click on the button here, right? Right here, there's a little button that says View Breakdown, right? What did you do? How was your week, right? Did you do a good job this week? Well, all you got to do is just come here and you will see all of your entries and all the points that you received for those entries. My recommendation, ladies and gentlemen, is to study, study, study. Okay? Why are points so important? Hear me out. All you want to do is just improve week over week. So if you got 300 points last week, all you got to do is to say, okay, this week I'm going to get 350 points, or this week I'm going to get 400 points, and just reverse engineer the entire week. You're going to be very scientific with the way you process this. That's the only way you're going to be able to win in this AI game, is if you actually do better than the week before. It's really, really important. It's important to measure progress. This is why, like, for example, this band that I wear is a lifesaver. Why? Not because I'm tracking progress. It's because I'm looking at where I was yesterday.
Hi,
That's it.
John says,
It's where I'm.
love.
Somebody took themselves off of mute, and I hadn't muted all. So definitely make sure that you use these things in order for you to improve, for you to get better, is what I'm after here. All right. Activity history I went over. The team leaderboard, anybody and everybody. These are just placeholders that we put into this presentation. But anybody who's, if you're doing well, you're going to be at the top. The top 3 will always show up here. And then this is, by the way, you can look at it company-wide. or you can be team specific. So team Christian, team Katya, team Annie, team Mary, team Ernie. You can look at exactly how your teams are doing by clicking on this where it says company wide and then seeing exactly team by team of exactly, and this will change. This one is company wide. This view is company wide. The other views, you could be team specific. There's weekly, there's all time, and everything is updated live. So the second that anyone puts in any progress, it's going to be made public and you're going to know exactly how everybody else is doing. Don't look at this as, oh, I don't want everybody to know I'm not doing well. Treat it as this is an accountability that I need in order for me to make progress. The accountability that I need in order for me to make progress. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything at all whatsoever. You don't take advantage of opportunities like this. What are you telling yourself? If you what you're going to say is, well, I don't want people to look at what I'm doing and how I'm doing. So how else are you going to measure what matters? How else are you going to increase your AI score? How else are you going to be so much better than you were yesterday? What are you doing yourself that is going to hold you accountable? Is there anything like this that you're going to look at each and every single day and say, you know what? This is exactly how I'm going to show up, and this is exactly how I'm going to stay consistent. Nothing else. So stop looking at this as I don't want to be seen in public and start saying this is an opportunity for everyone to hold me accountable. And we're here as a unit trying to grow together. So definitely make sure that you're looking at this and you're having a good time with it. Gamification is something that works, I promise you, if you use it wisely, if you use it correctly. Like I mentioned earlier, the playbook is in your pocket. This is something that there's over 40 different guides. There is everything that you can think of. We actually did. Here, I'll go back to it so you know exactly what I am talking about here. Going back. Again, market update blogs, neighborhood deep dive, professional relationships, write a blog, how to do it, real estate education blog, Facebook stuff, all the Fast Expert stuff we have in here as well. Setting up your Fast Expert account, uploading marketing material to your Fast Expert account. Again, those marketing assets, by the way, I can, with one hand, I can tell you how many of our agents have their marketing material, not the video, not their video, but actually marketing proof, your brochures, your social media assets, everything else uploaded. If you don't know how to do it, all you got to do is just click on this and it'll tell you step by step exactly how to do it. Your GBP, your Google business page, everything that you need to do for your Google business page, adding an event, creating a Google business profile, posting an update, your Google, your reviews, every single thing that you can think of, we've written here in detail. And I promise you, yesterday, especially yesterday, we perfected this. I will tell you from morning until night, Nikita sat there one by one and made sure that every single one of these are written right. And we went into detail. We went into the weeds. She went step by step on exactly what it is that you need to do. I promise you, if you look at it, you're going to be like, okay, you know what? This is worth its price of admission. Just this page right here is just worth you being obsessed with getting into this app and following along. So again, general, like adding professionals, et cetera, et cetera. All the Instagram stuff. So for example, your per slide captions, something that I've emailed now multiple times about. The second, even before the guy who created Instagram started, I gave you guys exactly the steps that I need to take because we found out that they had made this update. Questions that you need to answer when you blog, Zillow, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So definitely look at this guide and pay attention. All right, I'm almost done. Oh boy, why did you do that? Horrible, horrible, horrible. Guides is where I was at. All right, now you earn badges. Look at them. earn badges every single time you do anything at all whatsoever. So content loop master, reviewer in chief, tag master, fast expert authority, vendor MVP, daily drummer, hyperlocal hero, open house mayor, ITT connector, hot streak, whatever. You earn a bunch of badges. You should make it a point to earn every single one of these badges, no matter what. What I want you, Nikita, if you're listening, can you bring me my charger because my battery is about to die for my laptop. All right, so posts, leadership blasts, and agent discussion. You're going to be able to log into where it says post here, and we're going to broadcast whether it's you or leadership. So the marketing managers will give you some broadcast messages here. I will give you broadcast messages here. Agents will also be able to communicate with other agents in these messages here, kind of whether you want to do smack talk, whether you want to do different pages, different things that you want to give as far as advice. Thank you. Hold on one second. All right. So different things that you want to talk about, you want to discuss, you want to give advice, you want to give your opinion on things, definitely go to the posts and then broadcast the message to the entire company. As soon as you do that, then this bell here will go off. And as soon as you log in, you'll see there's a couple few bells that have gone off. Definitely first things first, when you log into the app, go in, click on that bell, and then see exactly what others are saying. I'll be consistent there. I know Nikita's going to be consistent there. I know the marketing managers are going to be consistent there. The agents is what I'm really most excited about because you're going to be able to go to the team wall here and then just say exactly what it is that's on your mind. Your photo will be there. You'll be able to communicate things that you even be able to ask questions. Ask questions. I'll be able to answer right inside of the app here by just keep clicking on the reply button. And if I feel like it's a good whatever, I'll pin it, right? It's a good message. I'll pin it, right? So definitely use this page to kind of communicate and give different insight. Again, myself, marketing managers, Nikita, as well as all the agents have access to this, and you guys are more than welcome to use it. I definitely would love if this page is utilized more than any other page. Now, um, every single one of your marketing managers, obviously, like I mentioned, will be coaching you through all of this. So they'll have access through their own platform of exactly what you're doing. So the name of this agent is Training Demo Agent. So he'll know, for example, if I'm Ernie, I'll look at Training Demo Agent, see what he's up to, and then I'll look at exactly what badges he's earned, what activity he's putting up. Uh-oh, bad health score, not good, not set up yet. So I'm gonna call my agent and say, hey, Mr. Agent, Mr. Demo Agent, what are you up to? Why are you not doing all the things that need to be done? Again, they have access to broadcast messages where they'll be able to write out exactly their opinion, what they learned about specific things, et cetera, et cetera. They have their team at a glance, like I mentioned earlier. They're able to see exactly what their team is up to, and make sure that everyone is doing all the things that they're doing. They have a cadence as far as when they should be checking this. Monday, they'll kind of set the tone. They'll coach right around Wednesday, and then closing the loop on Fridays. And that's basically it. I was gonna give you guys access to the app today for those of you guys who are with me. But I decided to wait until tomorrow where everyone else also joins us. For those of you guys for those of the agents who are not with us today, they're coming to campus to do it in person tomorrow. So as soon as I'm ready to deploy it, I'll send you guys an email. And definitely the first thing that you guys should do is log in and set up your 5 accounts and then start all the activity. Definitely, if you have any questions, go to your guides. We've done a very, very good job with every single thing highlighted and in detail. But if you have any other questions, put it up in the broadcast. And if you really want hand holding, call your marketing manager, call me, and we'll get this done for you. All right. Are there any other questions today? No, it's not today. We'll give it to you tomorrow, Umberto. Donna, that's not an issue because this is something that you guys can both get credit for, right? So so Gina can go ahead and get credit for it, and you can get credit for it as well. No one's winning a cash prize here, right? So if you take 10 points credit and Gina gets 10 points credit, it's fine if you guys are sharing the account. All we're looking to do is just get you guys to hold yourselves more accountable. Okay. So definitely something that you guys don't really need to overthink. The only thing that I just need you guys to do is just be more consistent, right? Because this is something that as long as we all together put our best foot forward and really understand exactly all the steps that need to be taken, I think in 30 days, you're going to see a huge difference in the way you show up in on these LLMs. I can promise you that. Um, can I ask you guys for a favor? Yes. Don't screw this up. Just don't. Just don't. This is such a great opportunity. This is it's not you as an agent who's been doing this for the last 30 years, or you are an agent that's only been doing this for 3 months. You're the same. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, this is the single greatest opportunity that you've had in your career. This is bigger than, I would say it's bigger than the internet. I'm telling you, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is huge because you know what I love about all of this? You understand it. Like I understand it. Like until today, you kill me. I mean, SEO, I can't figure out. As much as we study it, as much as you know how difficult it is. You know how unbelievably difficult it is for you to show up in the first two pages of Google. It's impossible. There's tens of millions of dollars a month being spent for that space. Tens of millions of dollars a month. But these LLMs changed the game. They said, you know what? Nah, it's not about the machines. It's not about the conglomerates. It's not about the tens of millions of dollars. It's about the relevant content in the neighborhood that the person is searching in. And that's huge. That you need actual humans that understand exactly what all this is about to get on there because Zillow doesn't have social media power. They don't because nobody cares about Zillow. Nobody cares about Realtor.com being on social media. Nobody does. Just like nobody cares about the NBA. Nobody cares about the NFL. People care about Tom Brady. People care about Messi. People care about LeBron James. They care about the individual, not the company. So this is why your place here is so important. All these things that we do or we have access to, they really don't mean much. They don't really mean anything at all whatsoever. So please take it seriously. Follow the steps. As soon as we launch the app, which will be tomorrow, create your account. Don't be one of those people that rolls their eyes at another opportunity. Don't say, well, this is blogging and it's inside a swarm and it's in Google business page. Nobody looks at that. It's I don't need I don't know what type of content that I'm going to put up on. It's boring. It's not about boring. It's about consistent. It's I mean, come on. If that doesn't make any sense to you, then I don't know what is. It's not about finding the most incredible way of sharing a story. It's about sharing a story consistently. It's about being the authority in the area that you're in. It's about saying the same exact thing. It's about repetition. It's about being someone that's going to come up the second that someone thinks about anything at all whatsoever. You're the only thing that they think about. Because why? Because you've programmed behavior. That's the thing with all of these opportunities that we have in front of us. I don't know what else to say. I'm really, really hoping that you guys are paying attention because this is something that we're all going to be better for as long as you actually take advantage. Peace.